Just okay. Okay. Okay, right. So, very good morning, all of you, and warm greetings. And once again, Happy New Year. The hope that this year your exams will be conducted as per schedule, and whatever the Telangana set related, at least from February, you may hear the positive notes on this. But anyhow, as our preparation has to continue, so last week we discussed in detail, or otherwise the bird's eye view of last week year incidents. If any doubts, clarification, it's all right. Okay, you are at liberty to go ahead. And this year started with a very positive note. The ISRO perhaps take up that task, and you have to salute to the ISRO. Always no raise high, raise your head high when you say thing is concerned. When you can do so, only when you have the ability is, and that comes out of the willingness. Both should go together, and the vision accompanied by mission. Okay, vision accompanied by mission is essential for the successful of any aspect, either at the personal level, or at organization level, or national level. So, a positive in a way, the ISRO launches ExpoSat. Okay. So, what is this ExpoSat? What for? Of course, the mention is to study the black holes. So, what are those black holes again? What is ExpoSat full form? Anybody can? Either to always be heard over the PSLV, GSLV, these aspects, right? No, Chandrayaan, Aditya, all this. Now we are going a step further. I think today itself, Aditya is about to be, right, put into the orbit. There's another milestone. Okay. So, what is ExpoSat? What all it's about? A quick glance at this concern, right? It is X stands for X-ray. X-ray polarimeter. Okay, PO, right? Polarimeter. SAT. This word is very clear. Satellite. X-ray polarimeter satellite. What it is? It's a space-based observatory. The word you have to keep in mind is an observatory. It observes what's happening there. Right now, just now, no, Aditya Vicente is an observatory. Okay. This observatory, when says it is India's third space-based observatory, not the first one. Previously, we have launched this Aditya L1 recently, and of course, there in the 2015 itself, we had the APPSC out there. And recent part is at Aditya L1 to study the sun. Here, as a third one, observatory, to study this X-ray polarization and its cosmic sources. When you use the word cosmic sources, these are nothing but the celestial bodies, including, though general word we said is the black holes, the neutron stars, as well as the magnet stars. I'm sure that okay, in your science and technology session, it will be dealt in detail aspects. So in between, go through and Google it, what actually those are. It will be easy for you. So overall, in the world itself, when you say is concerned, it's the world's second such mission to study this aspects. So to make it very clear on this, sorry, okay, oh, it's a order made it appear slightly. The order may okay changed in a way. Another one, right? India is also launching the big communication satellite on SpaceX. Not only here, so who's this SpaceX? Not ours, right? Right. And what we are doing on this is what they use about no very heavy GSAT 20 satellite. As we don't have adequate domestic launching vehicle, so we opted for the SpaceX. And of course, it's done by this New Space India Limited, nothing but our commercial arm of this row. Okay. And ISRO is using this Falcon 9 heavy lift launch vehicle, shortly lifting from Florida. So what actually this about? Because this is the new aspects. Yeah. This GSAT 20, but now it was renamed as N2, right? GSAT as it is instead of 20, now it is N2. So old aspects and new aspect has to be taken in mind. It is nothing but a high throughput K-band satellite, of course, owned by this NSIL. What for? To meet these demanding services needed for the remote and unconnected region. So this is a very important aspect. Services of this remote as well as unconnected region. The target is that. Okay. So wherever you are, I am. That's sort of the concept. It is complex. As it's very much heavier, okay, okay, and LUM-3, which the launch space are weighing around 4,000 kgs, right, in the part concerned. And another significant aspect is the second demand-driven satellite launch. When the demand-driven is, what it is, what it implies by demand-driven, already here there is first demand-driven one satellite mission already done, that is GSAT 24 with Tata Play purchasing its capacity previously. Now it is. So the word here very clear is specifically an organization will hold that. Okay, we want it, isn't it? So any private organization now say this is an exclusive ours, like the private jets. Okay, persons are holding in a way. Now satellites also you can have an exclusive usage for your organizational needs. This is what demand driven. Then they will launch it. Previously, we used to launch already, right? Then we used to expect something, but now what's happening is by order we are going ahead with this one. Okay. So this maybe for the mains point of view, very important. The demand driving mode, when satellite launch, it is known in advance. Okay. Who the end customer will be. Whereas previously it is a supply driven. Now it is a demand driven. That is difference. You have to make this. After launching, they used to lease these satellites. There's a basic difference: demand-driven, supply-driven aspects, and done by this New Space India Limited. And about this, I am sure that you are aware of all those things. So, quick information here for you is a commercial arm of this ISRO, that is Indian Space Research Organization. Who is the head of it? ISRO now? Aware? Headquarters of ISRO. These are all standard questions. Always look for, and any questions by chance. Okay, who knows, right? Everybody will that may or may not be asked because such a things, but always advisable to know about those things. So presently, NISL owns, operates what called 11 communication satellite in the orbit. So owning satellites, providing land services, satellites building, as well as technology transfer, all this aspect, NSL will take care about this. Okay, so that is another milestone in the space related. Then the other day we have the news come out is a pseudo satellite. Even as this word made the thing is concerned. So you want to keep an eye on China from stratosphere. That's what the news heading goes on. So where is the stratosphere? Hmm? Right? Again, space tech, you have to make it, right? And here, India, they said is very closing, inching closer to putting solar powered pseudo satellite, or actually it's called as high altitude platform systems. This is what HAPS. So this is a nickname we can call it. Okay, the part is concerned, but technically it's called as HAPS, high altitude platform systems, and is a solar power completely. It's a pseudo satellite we call it, and it is indigenous. So recently, 21 hours of trial has taken place of this. So this component is what we call India Drone Unmanned Program, and this year itself we are going to have it in a full-fledged manner. It's almost all akin to a remotely piloted aircraft that flies the stratosphere at a height of 65,000 feet and bridges the gap between the satellite orbiting the Earth as well as the drone flying within the atmosphere. So between the satellite and the drone, this will be there. Okay. So advisable to look into. Even the cost factor, it was given, no? When the present thing is costing around $3,500 per hour, assume it. And by using this, the cost coming down to just $500 per hour. So with that, we wanted to make it more aspect. So all these things, just in the first week of the 2024 happening, and really salute to the ISRO for making India to the skies. And satellite, when especially presently we are able to communicate and live is happening because of this all INSAT and communication satellite. Now this online platforms, everything. So the technology, how you are utilizing, become the sine qua non, very essential right now. Apart from creating your own technology rather than depending on some countries. So previously we used to import everything. Now it's an indigenous, making ourselves in a way. So we have to depend on ourselves, not on somebody, come what may. Once we have to understand the principle, definitely, if not today, the next moment we will march forward. So that is in a way a lesson from all this the space related aspects, and we can apply to individual level also, right, for our preparation to final success. All right, values are there, ups and downs are there, still march ahead, go ahead, then everybody will salute it. So hope that okay this year we'll go ahead with all this in mind. So that's what briefly I'm telling, but in your science and technology session you can go through in detail, both from the prelims point of view and as well as the mains point, right? And back to our other sessions, regular, another historic moment, ending of last year and starting of this year. Ulfa terror group of Assam Science Peace Accord. Because why I'm telling you this, because the peace. So finally, peace and tranquility is an essential. Security of life of individual as well as the nation is very crucial. So wherever militant elements are there, we need to address and finally make them onto the mainstream. There's one aspect. And what would be the protest? That should be in a democratic rather than otherwise means. That is what the ballot, not the bullet. But there are a few groups who aspired for the bullet. Okay, you have to threaten like this. And one of the group is this Assam the Ulfa is a terror group, and finally they come on table and entered agreement. What is Ulfa, by the way? What is the full form of it? ULFA. So here the deal was signed in the presence of the Home Minister Amit Shah, along with the Chief Minister of Assam, that is Himant Biswa Sharma, and other 16 leaders are there, not even 1, 2, 3, 4. So number of these, of course, few still unleft over these matters is concerned. And here, and statistics also here, in last 5 years, 9 border related peace deals were signed. Okay, so that to establish the peace in Northeast especially. Okay, that itself is a credit, because Northeast was engulfed with different militant movements. Whenever the security concerns are there, first we will go to this Northeast. Even now the Manipur is still burning, unfortunately, in one form or another. So we have to address this issue, and somehow the historical roots, and you have to address those. And here innumerable demands are there from the Ulfa, and they tried it best to address those things, including even few groups there to give the tribal status as well, and infrastructural facilities. And they wanted to know, mainly they want some sort of a sovereignty for Assam at one point of time, because they are against these illegal immigrants, especially came from Bangladesh, 71 war, and who settle all the things. They want to root out them. All these issues are there. And finally, they are able to address. So at the quick glance for you is concerned. So ULFA, that's what it says, the United National Liberation Front is the oldest valley-based Meitei insurgent group. Again, there are different groups are there, and these Meiteis we are heard about in the Manipur also, right? Kuki and Meitei is related. So this also belong to this Meitei insurgent group in Manipur, okay? And signed the peace agreement with finally the central government. And so that they suspended all sort of operations. And this ULFA is existing way back from 1979. And other than this agreement, now present agreement, right, when this peace agreement of 2023 ending, right, and the part is concerned, then in 22 also we have Assam Meghalaya interstate boundary agreement. So that aims to resolve disputes in the 6 sectors. It's good enough. Then again, Karbi analog agreement. This appeared in the civil service examinations already about when that process is there. So it's a tripartite agreement involving 5 Assam insurgent groups at the time. All this Ken, NLF, PDCK, UPLA, KPLP, all this. So you can understand from this, there small groups. This around 1,000 plus armed people have their own organization like this. Now they gathered all the things is concerned. Another, of course, 2020, you have the Bodo Agreement. There, central government, Assam government, as well as the Bodo group, is a tripartite again, is involved. And with that, okay, the Bodo territorial region, BTR, okay, they created in a way so that the special status for the tribals in the part. Now with this agreement also, some more tribes getting into the status of the scheduled tribes. And the Bur-Yang agreement, this in 2020. NLFT Tripura agreement, 19. Then rollback of armed forces special powers. You have this, we have to be very big concerned. APPSC, okay, that is a very crucial aspects involved. So these are all backgrounders. And when you talk about the mains related and national security concern, because civil services especially have separate topic on security issues. This is very important. Every year they are posing the questions on this security concern, especially Northeast. And now that a deal was signed, shortly coming the Group 2, Group 1 of Andhra Pradesh, as well as the coming of the civil service June, right? Exam, very important. So make all the backgrounds, right? Then, at the same time, the terrorist organizations were declared as unlawful. Okay, this is Tehrik-e-Hariyat is of Jammu and Kashmir. It designated this as an unlawful association under this UPA. What is this UPA? Unlawful. A stands for activities. P for prevention. Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. Previously TADA, Terrorist and Disruptive Activities Act, that was done away with. Now it's in old form. So whoever be doing something against the law of the land, their activities are militant in nature, terrorist in nature, okay, they can be booked under this old form. UPA, right? Even recent criminal laws, right, once renamed, and number of changes were made, and few as underway with. One of the things, no, sedition was undone. But at the same time, if somebody doing anything against the nation, right, and the country, don't see that they'll be scot-free. Okay, those will be now come under UPA. Okay, because it's finally unlawful activities. Only that word sedition has done away with. All the aspects of the sedition in one form or the another, directly or indirectly, finally present here under the UPA. So this Tehrik-e-Hariyat was accused of the group of the spreading anti-India propaganda and fueling the secessionism through the terror activities in Jammu and Kashmir. So anti-India campaign one thing and fuel secessionism. What is secessionism? Let Jammu and Kashmir be away from India. So that is secession. We don't want to be in India. Okay, like Khalistan movement at one point of time. They want to have independent Khalistan. Okay, the part. Now Jammu and Kashmir they want to be. Yes, of course this demand was there from different groups, and we are considering as a terrorist groups. It is okay because India is in India, and Jammu and Kashmir will treat it as integral part of India. And Indian federal structure is not a true federation, right? We combine the both the features of unitary and federal, isn't it? So Article 1 declare India as union of states, right? So declare India as union of states, not federal. The word federation was nowhere used. Only in the federal form, The state has the power to secede. They can declare themselves. That's how once upon a time happened USSR. Okay, United Soviet Socialist Republic. 15 states now become 15 countries. Russia is still the biggest, and it inherited the legacy. So, but in our structure, no state has the power. Only entry, no exit. Okay, like Sikkim entered, right? Goa, immigrant entries. So you can only enter, no exit. So if any demand of independence, that was treated as secession. Clear? The meaning also has to be, because last year I was briefed recently that one of the thing is concerned this, because in the process of discussion appeared in the interview of the civil services. Suddenly the member posed what is secession, right? And the candidate has taken some time immediately to explain what it is. So whatever word we are using, especially those interviews, we should know it. And whatever we are reading, that's what the fundamental we called it. Take time. Okay? Don't just once you are not aware of certain things. Advantage is you have to Google it, right? Go through it and do it. A quality preparation is essential rather than just the quantity. Okay? So we don't know what sort of questions come from where. Okay? So there is another aspect that's happening. Already the few other organizations we lifted long back. What are those which are working in and now operating from Pakistan, most of this? Terrorist groups. What are those? Which involved in our attack on parliament? Of course, not now. Okay, previously. Similarly, we have on the borders, Pulwama and Uri. All these attacks are also there. What are those names of this terrorist organization? Lashkar-e Toiba, good. LET, right? Already we blamed it. Then one more. LET is one. Already we man, right? Then one more. I think Preeti mentioned Union of States. Okay, right, good enough. Then Lakshmi also mentioned you will for meaning. Okay, good. Then what's the other? One more regularly in the news. Two only mainly, right? Apart from LET. Recollect and do this because it's also very important. Okay, check and cross check. That's what as I told you. This year from mine is more questions and you have to get an answer certain things. Now back to another a positive trend. Of course, a constitutional imperative. The 16th Finance Commission was constituted. Okay, so on 31st December, it was announced. So, what for this Finance Commission and why it is imperative, is it essential under the Constitution? So, Article 280 deals with the Finance Commission, and President of India will appoint this Finance Commission for every 5 years. Okay, that is not there forever. Okay, what for? To make it very simply, to study the center-state relation. No? What for? Just to study? Not to study, right? Then what for? To determine. Okay, when Sarkari commission those things, to study and recommend. It is not to study, it is to determine the financial relations between the central government and the state government. When you say determine, you have the financial is nothing but the money. Who share is how much? If the income is coming, what is the center share? What is the state share? On what basis you need to share to the states? Okay, and sometimes the grants will be given by central government. How much should be given to each state? What are the criteria? All these things will be determined by the Finance Commission. So for that matter, as this is a constitutionally body we call and mandated body, constitution mandate body for center of physical federalism. Okay, fiscal federalism is nothing but this financial relations part is concerned. So, what is this responsibility is to evaluate the state of finances of the union as well as the state governments, and finally recommending the sharing of taxes between the houses. Okay, on what basis it will be done. So it is not the first one. The word itself is 16th. Way back 1951 itself, the first finance commission was appointed. So present is 16th. Dr. Arvind Panagaria is the former vice chairman of Niti Ayog. What is Niti Ayog? Niti full form? National Institute of Transforming India. Because again, when it comes to this, don't hesitate. First thing is awareness, and second part is that yes, not aware, checking it. And he said the vice chairman. Who is the chairman? Why not be the chairman? Why is the vice chairman got an opportunity? Who is the chairman of Niti Ayog? PM, right? Prime Minister is an ex officio chairman. Ex officio means by virtue of. By virtue of. That means whoever be the prime minister, automatically they will be the chairman of this. Okay, it inherited from what you call planning commission, right? Is a new name and new format for that. So Managaria, the first one. This 16th finance commissions. And what is the period? As I said, every 5 years is going to be done is concerned. It commences its operation from April 1, 2026. That implies from 21, 22 to 2026. This is done by 15th Finance Commission, right? And chaired by N.K. Singh. Now 24 only. Why now? 26 still time is there, no? They will make it up study, everything determined. The moment it recommended, those recommendations come into force from 26. Okay? Whatever it be that concern. Okay. So we don't know what it is going to recommend. But you need to be aware of what are the major recommendations of the 15th Finance Commission chaired by N.K. Singh for this vertical devaluation, especially this 41% share of the central taxes to the states. That is a very crucial aspect. And criteria of horizontal devaluation include income distance, area, population, demographic performance, forest ecology, and tax. All these efforts was taken in this horizontal, and reducing the fiscal deficit to 4%, because how much should be the deficit? They said minimum. So like this innumerable things is there, just to go through once again on this part. Then similarly, you have to take care also what are the other one commission, especially when 1951 first finance commission. Who is the chairman of the first finance commission? Who is the chairman? First finance commission. Immediately has to be recollected. Okay, just Google it, and I'm sure that you'll get those answers. Okay. There also, when I talked about this grants in aid, Article 275. Okay, number of exams that also appeared. So 280, 275. These two articles are very important for the fiscal policy. Then back to another, right? The international. Any questions? Yeah, KC Niyogi. Good. Bhavani means Bhavani, Ramya, other things is concerned, right? KC Niyogi, the first chairman of first finance commission anyway. Okay, 1951. So here the BRICS expanded its membership, came into force from January 1st, 2024. What is the BRICS? Actually stands for, no, starting name. B for Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. So before it's a brick, become BRICS. Now we have to see once the few more countries added whether they'll continue name. As of now, it looks like the BRICS only. There's no, it is undone. So is when you say this informal group comprising this Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, and who are these new members? Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, Saudi Arabia. Okay, now that this thing is concerned, and United Arab Emirates. That means the 5 new members entry. 5 plus 5, right? Now the bigs become 10. Actually, Argentina also invited to be the member, but somehow Argentina decided to withdraw under its new leadership. So that is, so right now it is not a member of the grouping. Okay, and of course previously to before only BRIC is added in 2010 with that. So now the 2024. So after 14 years in a way, the second expansion has taken place. And there's a bank called BRICS Bank. Okay, and civil services twice in last 5 years the question arises in the mains. Especially they talked about examine the role of two major financial institutions which was established against the World Bank and IMF. Right? They're called Bretton Woods institutions. And they use the word new Bretton Woods institutions. So when the new Bretton Woods, you should know what is Bretton Woods, you should know what is new Bretton Woods, then only you can answer it. Okay? So World Bank, an alternative established is AIIB, Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, China-led. And IMF, an alternative is NDB, New Development Bank. That New Development Bank is nothing but BRICS Bank. Okay? BRICS Bank and NDB. That's a major initiative. It almost all looks like an alternative to IMF, International Monetary Fund. Okay? So that's how the BRICS is very playing a crucial role in financial aspects rather than in a political angle. So economic cooperation become an essence of the BRICS, because once economically you are strong there and the matter, everything will take care. So with that intention, it was done with. Okay, and this year, the Russia took over 2024 BRICS chairmanship with a focus on global development, of course, security and expansion as such. Okay? Focus on global development and security and expansion. So expansion already done, right? They welcomed all these countries. Then another thing, the positive part is this: India is closing on lithium deal. This lithium right now is very much in demand. Now that EV, electronic vehicles, is very much is in the battery part is concerned, and this is going to be used at all. So we require very much, and there's a lithium triangle. Okay, there's ABC, Argentina, Bolivia, Chile. Okay, when this anti-clockwise, if we look at ABC, is a lithium triangle. So with that, we wanted to establish, and from there, we are to get it. So that means right now we are getting directly batteries made in, right? Most often either the China or some other countries. But if we get the raw, we ourselves can make it, right? So that we will make it quick entry into this entire EV technology, and as well as we can achieve 2030 when the goals are there, SDGs. SDGs special or sustainable? Sustainable development goals of the UN. So we ourselves, right? Every nation has nationally determined goals, NDGs have shown. So we general target of 2030, we want to march towards it. And I'm sure that now endlessly we can do ourselves. So always advisable. Let's import be less, importing the final product, right? Raw is different. So once we get the raw, production units will come here, isn't it? And when the production unit started, see the employment generation dependent on this. So that's what always important we have to make ourselves, and definitely that will contribute in a way. Then, so here the Mines Ministry, represented by state-owned Kenich Bidesh India Limited (KBIL), okay, is initiated and is doing this work on behalf of India. Then similarly, the Nepal is ready to sell, right? 10,000 megawatts electricity to India in the next 10 years. So 10 years, 10,000 megawatts. And they are planning to make it around 28,000 megawatts. Nepal is concerned. At one point, the relation between India and Nepal, framed as an anti-India campaign is there, and anti-India establishment in Nepal. And they bent it more towards China. And China started funding also to Nepal. And suddenly the Indian government has taken a decision. Whatever be the China funded power projects of Nepal, let it be so. We will not purchase the power from that. Okay. The reason is before it's India used to fund a lot. Okay. And we used to import because Nepal is having excess. This is a high-end level, right? Innumerable rivers starts from there, and all the hills is in. Hydro is having innumerable. But as the geopolitics has its own way, once it bended, it stopped. Then again, okay, because nothing, no permanent friend, no permanent enemy in international relations. Finally, the national interest that matters. We feel that better to have it, and they too required. But who will purchase Nepal other than we? We are the biggest neighbor, right? And one coincident you have to find out is last session, I think last month we discussed this, India, Bangladesh. We are supplying power to Bangladesh. So what it means, when you are importing either from Nepal or from Myanmar or from Bhutan, right? It doesn't mean that we only utilize it. Wherever required, we'll make it to supply to others. Like no, the oil we are getting from Russia. Because of Russia-Ukraine war, even European countries are not having relationship with Russia. Finally, we process that and selling to the European countries. Isn't it? With that we earn in a way. So we have our own way in that. So the national interest that matters. Neighbors first include you are doing favor to that country as well, irrespective of few irritants that is having in the relationships. Irritants are there, okay, like in human relations, there also. You have to address this. Today you may be more emotional, may not able to address this. Let the time pass, tomorrow you will cool down. Then you will understand the reality. Right? Reality is the reality. Right? After all, this entire world is independent or interdependent. It looks like independent, but finally we are all interdependent on each other. And you have to understand that and go ahead much. And in that way it is. So I'm requesting to look into this India-China Nepal relations as well, and especially what are the different power project India sponsored, funded, otherwise we called it, and from where else we are getting. So look into this. In last session, we discussed IR already in detail. Go through once again. Yeah, Parna, Bhavani mentioned the things. Good. Then there's another thing regarding to Myanmar. The free movement regime is to end now. They are going to end the free movement regime. What it is? In India and Myanmar border, right? By the way, how many countries India is having border? Hmm? Of course, just now we said Nepal, then of course Bangladesh, then China, Bhutan, Myanmar, then what else? Pakistan. Yes. Do you have Afghanistan border? Afghanistan direct border. Now we don't have. Technically we have. If that Gilgit Baltistan is with us, then we have. As Gilgit Baltistan is technically with us, so we have having border with Afghanistan. But is a de facto if you take, not de jure, we don't have, right? Then what else? Who are the other neighbors? These are land borders. But the sea border also is, right? When the Sri Lanka, the below we have Maldives. Any other? These are the immediate, though far off, others are there. So always advisable in this, when especially land border related, sea border related, there are certain rules and regulations we need to adhere. And the boundary disputes are there when India, Pakistan. What is the line? Boundary line? Or the border line of India and Pakistan known as Radcliffe line. India and Bangladesh? Bangladesh. One factor you have to keep in mind immediately is a logical question. So when 1947 we got independence, India get divided, British India, India and Pakistan. So Pakistan again get divided into East Pakistan, West Pakistan. India is in between. Only 71, this East Pakistan became Bangladesh, liberated from the West Pakistan. Then who draw the boundary? So when these facts remain same Radcliffe, right? Same that is part. There's no any changeover. Okay. Of course, later we have land border agreement with Bangladesh. So we settled few aspects wherever we have the controversy, right? The issues are there. So we don't have any border dispute of Bangladesh. Only Pakistan still it is a line of actual control, right? In the Kashmir area only, not in other part. We don't have any issue. China, McMahon line, or de facto border line is what? De jure is as per la McMahon, but some was occupied by China. Line of actual control, LAC. LOC is regarding Pakistan, line of control. LAC, line of actual control regarding China. Then what is Bhutan? Do you have any boundary line? Myanmar? Land border is there, no? There is no specific because it's not drawn by this. It's existing from long time. So there's no any name specifically given on this. But the demarcation is very clear. And some part, there is a difference. Myanmar claims it will belong to us, it will belong to. So what India has done is it fenced the Myanmar because keeping the insurgency movements because completely this part is concerned. And Myanmar also taken. And some buffer land in between was left over. No man's zone, most often. And once to have this friendly relations, this border, the people have the relationship, this side, that side. Then what to do? Can we cut the relationship of these people? Either personal relations or commercial relations? Very difficult. So keep in mind, this free movement regime was initiated. No need for passport and visas. Okay, like we move from one state to another, like do these people only can move in the borders. Okay, especially to attend the markets, to attend the functions, and all these things is there, and that become very good. So people to people relations good, country to country relations are good. But the practical problem for India arises is insurgency movements. In the guise of these people, the few are entering into India and they are not going back. Intrusion is happening. Okay, and every week when is this no like our Mondays, right? When the thing is concerned, weekly bazaars where vegetables and everything they will keep it and all the thing is. So once there is also in the guise of those vegetables or something else, or under it they are supplying the arms and ammunition, fake currency, all these things are also happening, and human trafficking is happening. So to attend this, now India is thinking very seriously, let us put an end to this free movement regime. So it plans to achieve, it is yet to be done, but seriously pondering over on the people. So now they required the visas. So previously no visas, now it's required. So of course here on statistics given, India has almost all 1,643 kilometers of long border with this Myanmar. And the different states that we have, right? Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Manipur, and Mizoram. Is there any state in India which is not having the border directly or indirectly with foreign countries, other countries? I'm not asking the states have the border. No border with other other countries. Hmm? Need not be land border. Okay. For example, when you say this Telangana is not having access to sea, no other country. So Telangana is the best example. It's not having the not bordered with any country. Whereas Andhra, it's not the case. As the sea border is there, nearby Sri Lanka is there. Okay, on the top, Bangladesh is there, Myanmar is there. Then any other? This is what we call landlocked. Okay, like Telangana. Any other state which is not having border with other countries? I think one quiz program, I didn't remember which, not ABC, somewhere this question was posed. Okay, I don't know whether any competitive this game or not. Uh, Chhattisgarh. Hmm. Hmm. So look at the Indian map. Previously, we used to have these maps in a way. Okay, in the classroom. Somehow, after the painting, they disappeared. I think. Okay. So map reading is very, very important. Whenever you will feel relaxed or you want to be, but still you have to study, right? And the exams. Best option is read the map. Okay, go through it. So once you are aware of geography, okay, especially locations and everything, is easy to interpret also. Why even the politically, economically, or that's what we call no geopolitics. There is the word geopolitics. Okay, all these have interlinks and everything. Why one nation behave like this, another like this? Easy for interpretation, easy for analysis. Without having that, it's out of question. Very indeed. Okay. Then and China, US engaging in military drills in disputed South China Sea. So again, South China Sea is in the news. Both the China as well as US engaged in military drills. That means military drills is conducted by them, or China and US is conducting military drills, or otherwise. What it means? Heading means not together, right? China is conducting its own way. America is doing in its own way. So both are doing in South China Sea. So already South China Sea is a disputed one. presented. And dispute created by whom? China, right? Now, America's involvement. Tensions flare up. So, you need to be aware, where is the South China Sea, first of all? What is the dispute about? Number of times we discussed, okay, this session. Where is the South China? South of China. Huh? Easy to interpret. Which ocean? Is it Bay of Bengal, Arabian, or Indian? Neither. That's also important, right? So I think Ramya mentioned 5 states and 1 UT. Good answer. MP, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Haryana, and Telangana. So wonderful answer from Bhavani and Ramya. Good. Regarding those not having boundary with other countries. So out of 28 plus 7 UTs, only 5 states and 1 UT is not having border. So that is a thing which we need to be aware of it. Very good. So back to here. So the US and Philippines are conducting multilateral drills, whereas China is doing on its own way. So this is the map. When I said it's the map always, so that sometimes imagination it is concerned. This is the China, the south of China, no doubt, the thing. Then this entire ocean is of Pacific. Okay, it has nothing to do when is India. Okay, this is all Indian Ocean. This part is considered. Of course, there's a link later, but it's all Pacific Ocean. This is the South China Sea, we call it. As the south of China, so South China. It's not a separate one. It's a part of the Pacific Ocean, as south of they call it. And why it became controversial? So what? Indian Ocean is south of India, right? No problem there. Why? Why it's disputed? Here, you have to find the other countries. For example, Philippines is here, this side, right? This side is the Philippines. Vietnam is this side. Okay? Brunei. Okay? Malaysia here. Brunei here. Okay? Brunei here. So, how here the entire thing is a sea border. China having this sea border, not land border. Then where to demarcate the boundary line? How you go fencing it? Now Myanmar, we fenced it. Pakistan started to some extent fenced it. Bangladesh also making fencing. Can you do geofencing now? Huh? So using the technology has to be done. So two concepts, because number of times explained you, territorial waters, EEZ. These are international aspects. You have to keep in mind. What is under the UN, what we call Law of the Sea, LOS, right? United Nations Conference on Law of the Sea. So 1955, 1982. 55, you have this territorial waters concept. EEZ concept, you have in 1982. So when you say territorial waters, 12 nautical miles is a territory, extension of territorial waters. What is the meaning of territorial waters? Our sovereignty extends over the seas. Extension of sovereignty. Every Indian map you see below, they'll put the star mark says Indian territorial waters extend up to 12 nautical miles. That means up to 12 nautical miles treated as if it's in India, Indian territory. Territory literally means land, water, and space above us. It's ours. Okay. Land includes the sea. So 12. That's it. Even a foreign ship to enter, boat to enter, it should take our permission. Otherwise, an intrusion considered. Beyond this 12, Assume it up to here is a 12 nautical miles. For this also having 12. What about this? Then we have the concept of this exclusive economic zone. EEZ here, EEZ here. This is extend up to 200 nautical miles. You don't have sovereignty over the exclusive economic zone, but only you have what? Control over the resources. You are the command over the resources. Only you can make use of the sea resources. For example, fish, right? You have to eat in a way. Then apart from this, innumerable minerals, oil, anything you can do it. It's yours. Other country can't come and do that. Concerned country make use of the resources. Still left over. What it is called? For example, this is up to here is 12 nautical miles. Okay, this is up to EEZ, right? For this also is in EEZ, this thing. Then still left over. This is called high seas. High seas is nothing but international waters. Once in group 1 exam, they ask the meaning of high seas. Okay, a number of exams you find this extension of either EEZ or territorial waters. Sometimes meaning of those things. Regular phenomena of every competitive examination. So you need to be aware of those things. High seas is nothing but what? International waters. It belongs to everybody. And what about, of course, the free navigation is there. Okay, all ships and everything moves under this. If it is less than this, like India, Sri Lanka, hardly 31 nautical miles. So midway will be taken. Okay, and something left over. The pass will be left over for international movement, free navigation, and resources under it. Okay, navigation. Okay, resources. It is under the UN, United Nations. Okay, the United Nations High Seas Authority is there. The Seabed Authority they call, right? That will take care. And generally, as the first priority, that resources allocated to landlocked countries. Just now we talked about landlocked states in India. Landlocked countries, what are those, for example? Like Nepal, Bhutan, Afghanistan, no access to sea. So those were assigned to them. Okay, either they can themselves or authorized by them, they can do this. So like this, you have the international laws. Everything is governed. Clear? Then why dispute? When law is so clear, everyone is adhering to, why disputes? Why China created there? For example, we have the dispute with Pakistan regarding Park Street, where in this Ran of Kutch, okay, Gujarat area, we have the thing. Park Street is the thing. The issue is from where you are measuring. From one point it measured, come to India. From another point measured, will go to Pakistan. So these two countries, the difference is from where to measure. Land is not in straight line, no? Oh, it is. So from where it has to be measured. The difference is, right now Park Strait is completely under Indian control. So here, China has played a trick. Okay? China says, historical legacy, once upon a time, entire this part is ours. Once upon a time. So now it should be ours. So it redrawn the map. This what we call 9-dash line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 dashes it kept on the map and said this is ours. Simply. The reason why this they called it as 9-dash line. Nine-dash line. They also called it. 9 dashes they kept on the map. It's ours. So can you do like this also? Take the map. This land is mine. Yeah? On the map. Okay. And once it ending, it's going up to this Philippines, the Scarborough Shoal of Philippines is now coming under inside. Okay, actually it's the Philippines now is going, and Parcel Island, the Vietnam is going. Okay, Spratly Islands, Brunei and Philippines is going. Like this innumerable part. They're the major areas. So we mentioned. So who are you? You say historical claims. So Bharatadesha, Bharatakanda, we too claim a lot. Hmm? Then Greece, how much it can claim? Right? Alexander the Great, almost all covered the entire world. Right? So there's no end for those historical claims. And unfortunately, because the present world, what we call the Machanyaya, okay, that is a survival of the fittest. The strong fish, the big fish, swallows the small fish. The big fish follows the small. And the China, the biggest one, the small, small neighbors. So simply listen to us, or with a big stick, it wanted to dictate. There the problem arises. Hardly it will honor the international laws. It will honor only when they are in favor, not otherwise. Okay? And main aim, it clearly shows that, right? The resources. As overpopulated, immediately they need the fish to eat, so they wanted to make it. And resources, they want to make it. And as aspirations, it want to become the world superpower. It only want to be superpower. At one time, it want to have the intention of sitting along with the America, so that fill the gap of Russia, that vacuum it wanted to fill. But now it wanted to dictate the entire world. Okay, that's what G's concept of morning warning. Morning warning. Early morning, we get up, first we say what China did. Then only your day starts. Okay. That sort of terror he wanted to create in every mindset of the people of the entire globe. Isn't it? So everybody should think about it, including America. Okay. So being the democracy, America has its own limitations. But China, it's not. Being the dictatorial, it has its own way. So it's doing. When the permanent court of arbitration delivered judgment, delivered award, they call them, in favor of Philippines, China hardly bothered. Right? So when something is in our favor, we'll do that otherwise. When India, along with America, says free navigation and all those things, it simply asks, mind your business. You're not a border of this. India is not having direct border with the Pacific. No, as you don't have any locus standi, why you are talking about it? Okay, simply brushed aside. So like this, China interprets his own way, and small countries are Philippines, but America stand with Philippines. So to show solidarity with the Philippines relating to this, and America conducted drills. So again opposed China to conduct it. So this sort of affecting the peace and tranquility of it, and overall the atmosphere as such. Okay, right. Then at the same time, India and UAE also conducting joint military exercises. That's called Desert Cyclone. So regularly we'll have military exercises with every nation almost. With America we have, with Nepal we have, Bangladesh we have. Sometimes military, the means army, Navy exercises like Quad, right? Then what is the name of the Quad exercise? Quad is quadrilateral, four countries, Malabar, right? Malabar exercises, naval exercises, like this, innumerable things, and you have to be aware of this. These are all regular phenomena in our exam, so don't ignore those things. And recent exercises, like for example, wind box, India and Vietnam, then Vajra, Prahar. Okay, India and US. Then Mitra Shakti, there's India, Sri Lanka. Then cousin exercise, cousin, the word itself is clear, Kazakhstan, India and Kazakhstan. And coastal security exercise, okay, Sagar Kavach. Okay, this happened in Andhra Pradesh only. Okay, is ours. Okay, among the parties concerned. So these are the recent things. So advisable to share it. And this exercise is happening now. Desert cyclone from January 2 to January 14. That is in Rajasthan. So all these exercises in generally have wanted to have some sort of cooperation and exchanging each other capabilities. That is inoperative, interoperative we call interoperability. They wanted to boost this interoperability, exchange of knowledge as well as the best practices for this. Learning and sharing. Yeah, the words we have to make it. Then, of course, Arvind Bagachi appointed as India's permanent representatives at the UN. So, in India will be represented by thing is concerned. Now, the present, okay, recent appointed is a 1995 batch of IFS, Indian Foreign Service. This is a new name we have to keep in mind. Arvindam Bagachi. Then, of course, coming back to India, we have another is the first all girls Sainik school in UP, that is Vrindavan. So, Vrindavan. Okay. So, that's as a concern. So, Rajnath Singh inaugurated this recently when the Revant Reddy been to and long promised is there, and he requests Rajnath also to sanction another Sainik school for Telangana. Telangana you don't have, no? Previously Andhra Pradesh you have. Okay. So now that's separated, and so let us wait and see. It is already promised. Then when we will get to the things, part is concerned. So though it was granted in 2019, now finally it is done. So overall, 100 new Sainik schools they are going to set up in our India, either by the government itself or with the help of NGOs and private organizations. Then again, coming to persons in news, another Professor B.R. Kamboj was honored with Swaminathan Award, MS Swaminathan Award. So I mean Swaminathan is known for, once his name is synonym for what? Green revolution, agriculture. By yielding high yield variety seeds, you want to increase the production. So latter technology and everything came it up, right? With a limited land you can do. So you may quickly recollect it in the part. Then for this girls related, one more thing, the Chennai topped in top cities for women in India. So where is the safest place perhaps, and all the different things. So city inclusion score, CIS, was released in thing is concerned. And fortunate is Hyderabad is also looks the thing is concerned. So it is not as dangerous as Delhi, right? Chennai, Bangalore, Pune, Mumbai. After that, the Hyderabad looked like the safest for the women and encouraging it is, and neutrals were Delhi and few, especially they become notorious in a way. All the words. Then last time you said no, the Jodo 2.0 again Rahul Gandhi, but now it was renamed. Okay, previously Bharat Nyaya Yatra, now they said Bharat Jodo Nyaya Yatra. So again, they don't want to undo this Jodo. Okay, so they are going ahead with this. So this march passes through this time 14 states. So starting from Manipur to Mumbai. January 14 is the times. Then, of course, one more thing, a protest rises, hundreds of young wrestlers on protest. Hitherto, Bajrang, Sakshi, Vinesh, they protested against the chief. Now, these wrestlers are protesting against them. Protest against the protesters. So that is a peculiar scenario. Okay, I don't know what to do, but unfortunately, fortunately, when say that if you take it seriously, there's a fact because of their protest. Okay, and as the government has not addressed immediately protest length for a year, entire activities become standstill. So for a year they lost, right? Then who is responsible? Where is the governance? Isn't it? Like, no, it's a similar phase with Telangana's unemployed youth now. Okay, we don't know 2023 is there or not there is a big question mark, right? So started with a wonderful note, okay, wonderful exams and this is concerned, busy, 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 right? Last January, when you think is very busy with the group 4, group 2, all these notifications in a way. By end of it, either cancelled, even recruited. Any exams we got the result? Constables recently is cleared. Hmm? No, I'm subject to correction. Is there any exam that result announced? Huh? SI. They joined in the post. Posting orders given. Huh? Posting constables recently the other day High Court has given some clearance for result announcement. Training also done. So only relating to this SIs. So others still pending. At least one thing is good enough. Hmm? And see the year, right? The same case with them. Sports persons, no activity, then what to do? Right? So everyone had their own life. So both have the positive and negative angles. Okay. And you have to take care of the both. Okay. Then of course, last one is this Gujarat government to introduce now the first submarine tourism. So once you go to the Vizag, you may say the submarine there. Okay, you can enter into submarine and see this prototype. Okay, now a real way you can. So you are on the road above, right, already, and now under also. Okay, not only on the sea, under the sea. So next step may be towards moon and the sun, and all the things will be on the way. So a good step indeed towards the development all the way. Okay. So that's all for today. Any doubts, clarifications? Nothing? Nothing? Right. Thank you very much. Bye. See you. Bye bye.